Hi everybody, this is Joe Salvamini, Principal of Carlson Home Hospital School, and I would like to welcome you to Part 3 of the orientation, which is weekly schedule and hours of instruction. Okay, Carlson, what is this? Okay, as a 6-hour employee, the school district will not pay you for over 8 hours. Basically, the district is not going to pay you for overtime. And so therefore, since you're a 6-hour employee, you are limited in how much time in any given day you can work for Carlson to 2 hours. Your 6 hours at your home assignment, your 6 hours, I shouldn't say home assignment, but your primary assignment, and then up to 2 hours at Carlson. And then the other thing is that each student at Carlson, typically speaking, each student at Carlson is eligible for 5 hours of instruction per week. There are exceptions, like I said before, but generally speaking, it's 5 hours of instruction per week. So you have to make sure that during the week you provide the 5 hours over the 5 days of instruction. So, therefore, you can either do it a number of different ways. You can schedule the student for 2 hours, 2 hours, and 1 hour of instruction, or you could provide service for the student, 1 hour each day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That would equal the 5 hours. Or many of our teachers decide to do it in over a 3-day period of time, 100 minutes each day. 100 minutes times 3 equals 300 minutes, divided by 60 is your 5 hours. Now also, a key element to keep in mind here is that on the week that you enroll a student, the student is entitled to the number of days left in that week of instruction times 60. So for example, if you enroll a student on Tuesday, there's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday left. That week is a 4-hour week. It's not a 5-hour week because you did not have the student enrolled on Monday. If you enroll the student on Thursday, then it's a Thursday, Friday week for that student, therefore a 2-hour week for that student. Can we go to the next screen? Now, a couple of things that I want to say is that I've already been through the first few bullets on here, but you should not work with your student, and I want to point this out, beyond 6:30, and preferably you should be working with your students anywhere from during the hours of 3 p.m. to about 6 p.m. In certain circumstances you might have to go over to 6:30, but you really should not be in a student's home beyond 6:30. And another thing, I'm sure I'm going to be saying it later on, but I want to reiterate because it is very important. You are never, ever, under any circumstances, to ever be in a student's home without a responsible adult over the age of 18 also there. I don't care even if the student that you're working with is 18 years of age or 19 years of age. You must have an adult over the age of 18 who's responsible. You may not schedule to work with students on weekdays, on your lunch hours, on your conference periods. This is meant to be after your school day is over, period. And holidays you can't work, Saturdays and Sundays you can't work, and then also any day that you're out of work, meaning you're on personal necessity, bereavement, or illness time, you cannot work with students during that time. If you do, it's voluntary. Okay, now here's the weekly schedule. The weekly schedule must be sent in, it must be filled out and emailed into your rep by 9 o'clock every Monday. Now most teachers will actually send it in, email it in Friday evening for the following week. That's fine. But by 9 o'clock in the morning, when I ask my, the reps for the, for the weekly schedules, I want to make sure that yours is there as well. Okay. Now, when you fill this out, this is where your rep's name would go, your Carlson rep's name would go, your name would go here, your students, and then what week is this? The week from 7:20 to 7:24, or whatever the week is. Now over here you put the student's name, the Carlson student ID number, the CSID number, like 10-373 or whatever the number might be, the student's phone number. Also, I want the medical expiration date. And part of the reason why I want the medical expiration date is that I want to make sure that you're also aware of what that medical expiration date is. Because remember, on the previous video, I told you that under no circumstances, once this date arrives, are you to continue working with that student. Because if you do, again, you're working on a volunteer basis. And then over here, Monday, Tuesday through Friday, you put down what hours it's expected that you will be working with that student. So on Monday you might be working with the student from 3:30 to 5:30. On Tuesday you might be working with the student from 3:30 to 5:30. On Friday you might be working with the student from 3:30 to 4:30. Write those times down. And one of the reasons why I have you write these times down is because the administrators also go out and observe you. And I want to know where it is that you're going to be, what time you're going to be there, and so you'll need to make sure that you put the times in. If you have any changes in your schedule, and this is very important, if you have any changes in your schedule, so you wrote down that on Friday you were going to be with that student from 3:30 to 4:30, but let's say you had a change in your schedule and you rescheduled the student for Thursday. You need to call that change in your schedule in immediately to your rep, so this way your rep can make that change to the schedule you emailed in. So that this way I know that that's the day you're supposed to be there rather than that day over there. Before you send this in, you will make sure you want to sign that at the bottom. And let's see. You can put, so you have your first student there. If you're lucky enough to have 2 students, then you would put your second student's name there. This form is also used for our home teachers, so therefore it has a number of different rows on here. You'll only need 1 or 2 of the rows. I already said that. Okay, and that's it.